After months of anticipation, the US Congress has finally passed a $900 billion COVID-19 relief package. President Donald Trump officially signed the bill into law on the 27th of December 2020 despite trying to get $2,000 checks. After the $2.3 trillion CARES Act, this new package will be the second largest stimulus deal ever conceived. The bill is also more than 5,500 pages in length. So what is in this new relief bill? Stimulus checks. First of all, the bill will send direct checks to those who filed tax returns in the 2019 fiscal year. In order to qualify for the complete $600 check, your adjusted gross income must be $75,000 or less, and benefits will be reduced on income above $75,000. The benefit is reduced by $5 for every $100 of income above $75,000, which means that those earnings above $87,000 will receive no benefit. The threshold for the CARES Act was $99,000. The threshold for married couples in the new bill is $174,000 versus $198,000 for the CARES Act. All children under 17 years of age will receive $600 even if their parents' income exceeds the threshold. Children over the age of 17 and adult dependents will not receive a benefit. Enhanced unemployment. In addition to stimulus checks, the bill will provide an additional $300 per week to those who are jobless. The enhanced benefit is set to expire on March 14, 2021, just over a year after the COVID-19 pandemic began. Employment benefits to those that are self-employed, working gigs, and those that have exhausted their state benefits will also be extended. Small business boost. The bill includes $325 billion for businesses affected by the pandemic. Of this amount, $284 billion in loans will be available for the Paycheck Protection Program. Additionally, $20 billion will be provided for businesses that operate in low-income neighborhoods, and $15 billion will be provided for venues, museums, and theaters. Fed compromise. The bill will prevent the Treasury from continuing emergency lending programs that were included in the CARES Act. It will also prevent new programs being created that are similar to the ones that are ending. Tax breaks. The new stimulus package will also offer tax breaks to businesses, including deductions for expenses that arise from accessing PPP loans, boosting the Employee Retention Credit, 2-year tax breaks for business meals, increased earned income tax credit, payroll tax subsidy for businesses that offer paid sick leave, and several other extenders for various tax breaks. Transportation aid. In total, the bill allocates $45 billion to aid transportation. Airlines will receive $15 billion to help keep their payrolls, while $14 billion will be provided for public transit, $10 billion for highways, $2 billion for airports, and $1 billion for Amtrak. Food and farmers. $26 billion will be provided for food and farmers, with $13 billion going to SNAP, which is a food stamps program, and $13 billion in direct payments to farmers and ranchers to help cover losses during the pandemic. COVID. The bill will provide nearly $60 billion in COVID-related funding, of which $20 billion will be for purchasing vaccines, $9 billion for vaccine distribution, and $22 billion for state testing and tracking. Moreover, the bill provides $3 billion for the National Strategic Stockpile and $5 million for testing in the Capitol building. Education and child care. $82 billion in funding is set aside for colleges, child care, and education. This includes a $4 billion Governor's Relief Fund, $54 billion for public schools, $23 billion for a higher education fund, and $10 billion in emergency funds for the child care industry. Miscellaneous. Other funding in the package includes $35 billion for clean energy research and development, $25 billion in rental assistance, $7 billion to expand broadband access, $1.3 billion of loan forgiveness for historically black colleges and universities. Ban on surprise medical bills. Not in the bill. Before the bill was signed into law, many were upset about random inclusions in the stimulus bill, including money for gender studies in Pakistan, hundreds of millions in support to foreign countries, and various other seemingly random inclusions. These items were actually included in a separate $1.4 trillion spending bill that the US Congress was voting on simultaneously. While it is important to scrutinize government spending, it needs to be clarified that this money was separate and not allocated as stimulus.